Hello and welcome to the Guild. So let's just start with a few basic tips that will really help us in the Guild and yourself grow. First thing to understand is in technology here is to be donating every day as much as you can. It doesn't just help the Guild though. One of the major rewards that you can gain as a free to play player is to have the top amount of donations in a day or in a week in your guild, which will give you a reward which is worth real money. Second most important thing is eventually the guild will start to build flags, is to at least contribute 20,000 points in building a day, which will also convert into points into these silver coins which you can spend in the shop. Now, let's just go to heroes for a moment. So your first hero you need to get to level 20 is the markswoman. Once she's at level 20, you should have the talent tree of peacekeeping looking a bit like this. Because Trophy Hunter is the most important early game buff that you can get. Because every time you kill some barbarians, you get a level 1 Paxi resource, which of course, after a while of killing barbarians, will really start to add up. Here we are, we've got 885 of them. So, which will massively help you later in the game when you run out of stone. Also, super important to understand is the importance of siege units. Although level 1 siege units are useless in combat, as are all level 1 units, but this unit has a load of 20, which means it can carry more. When it goes out to collect resources, it can carry more, making it an important unit for whilst you're building up. Let's now go out and hunt a barbarian. So a level 7 barbarian, we send our troops out, but now you can see I can take 2 commanders because my maximum is level 20. So the next commander I need to level up is the blue commander. This lady here is the next one you need to level up. You should have her from doing your campaign missions to at least level 5. So when they go out and they hunt, let's have a look at a victory. Both of them gain 805 experience, which is massively important for building up your commanders. Okay? Now, let's just move on to a minute to scouting. So, actually, let's nip back to commanders for a moment. So, your elite commander, you do not want to increase his star level until you've completely maxed out his first skill. So whoever the elite commander you have been given, you need to max out their first skill, which is their most powerful skill, before you move on to the less powerful skills. Otherwise, if you will end up with a mix of the power skills, and it will take a long time to get your first skill up to maximum. This is really important. Also, you may have already been given a legendary character, but this is a bit of a trick of the game. You may think you've got something valuable, but in fact you haven't, because they are hugely hard to level up and hugely hard to improve their abilities. So for the moment, you want to concentrate on getting the marksman to 20, then swap into this lady and getting her maxed out as her resource bonus. Queen of Sicily skill is fantastically important for gathering resources. Now in the game you might think, it's really important to get speed ups, and speed ups will help me, and they will, but only to about level 17 or 18, where then how powerful your industrial base is will matter. Industrial base is how much you produce, so you need to have all your farms up to date, where a new player may have one farm up to date which he needs to move forward with his city hall, and then just leave the others at low levels. This is a bad idea. Also, your academy, it's hugely important before you really start going down the military route of research, is to go as far down the civilian route of research as you can, as again this will produce a big buff for you. Now your gems should be so far spent purely on getting you to at least VIP 3, so you get the 5% bonus in the building, and it also means that your shop, where is it here, will get the first useful buffs, being the 10,000 experience points for your heroes, and being able to buy 55-minute speed ups with food every week. Also, the action points can be bought with food again, so you can continuously hunt barbarians. Now, for the first part of the game, when you first join a guild, for the first week, your main aim should be to get to 600 power. These 6 8-hour buffs will really help you after your first week. I've got 5 hours and 10 minutes and 5 days and 10 hours left to complete this, and it's hugely important for your development, especially if you are free to play. Now, you might not be in the most powerful guild at first, but do not leave this guild until you've built up considerably. You want to also, if you leave the guild, you'll lose your donations. Where if we go into the weekly, you see here we are. I'm 9th in donations, but obviously I only joined this guild halfway through yesterday, so really I want to have at least some full weeks in the donations. Now the donations are easy to win daily if you aim to do one day where you donate about 5,000 or 6,000, but then the next day at midnight you start the day with 20 donations ready, blitz that, go to sleep, then in the morning you have about 16 or 17 donations ready. Throughout the day continue to do your donations, and you should win every other day or so, which will massively boost you if you can win the daily donations. Now, ignore individual power, kill a machine. Alliance help is obviously useful, and Master Builder will eventually be useful, but just concentrate on that donations at first. What you need to really think about in this game is when you get to about level 17 or 18, what's going to be important is your industrial base. How much food, wood, stone and gold you can produce in a day will govern how quickly you progress. Not how quickly you get to level 17 or 18. It's really important that you get an industrial base where you're able to produce huge amounts of resources. Otherwise you will stagnate and be left with the option of either having to pay or give up or make very slow progress. So let's move on to any other important points. What I would say is also, until you get to well into your level 20s, to keep the number of troops you have under your hospital spaces. So I can have hospital spaces for 21,000, because if you push ahead too far on troops, you will regret it should you be hit and they are killed and you have no hospital places to put them. Also in this game, don't get too carried away with tier 2 troops. Any free-to-play player can easily get to tier 3 troops, so do not spend thousands of speed ups on tier 2 troops, or do not spend thousands of resources on tier 2 troops. Just concentrate on having siege units to gather, because they're more effective for gathering, and get to tier 3 before you really build up your power. And I say, always keeping in mind how many hospital beds you have. What will happen if I get hit? Okay? Just go into scouting. Now at the moment, scouting is quite difficult. But what you want to do is have a look at the map and know that you can guide your guy. You can guide where he goes, which means you can make your scout in a straight line, like I have right the way down to the corner here. You scout them down to the corner here. You then direct them over here.
Hi.
and they will hold on a second, and they will then uncover a whole load of the map as they are moving along. Now, if we go to explore, you'll also find that sometimes villages are missed by your scouts. So let's have a look around. Now, I haven't done any of my caves yet, and I don't appear to have missed any of the villages. But eventually, you'll be... There we are, that's brilliant. There's a village down there. So exactly why I can see that one, I don't know. But eventually, you will be able to see all the holy sites. And once you can see the holy sites, it's important. You can then... There we go, look at this. So, there's a few free villages. But eventually you'll be able to see the holy sites all over the map. They will be uncovered. And what you'll want to do is look around for something like this, where you can see far away, you can see a mysterious cave. Send one of your scouts. It's 30 minutes away, but at least it means you don't have to keep resetting your scout, and he will travel thousands of kilometers away, uncovering lots of the map to get to that cave, which is a little trick to save you having to constantly send out your scouts, and we'll uncover lots of the passes and other things along the way. So just have a look around on explore, second option down here, to see if you can find any uninvestigated mysterious caves that are far away. So that's my main tips for the moment. I hope this helps. And I say good luck on getting to 600,000 power before 5 days and 10 hours. And obviously always keep a really good eye on the events, because as a free to play player, completing the events is basically free money. I say there's lots of people I've played with this game and they may have spent £50, but I can easily outperform them by concentrating on winning the donations in the guild and creating a strong power base. So let's just go back to the heroes at the moment. So to say, ignore your elite for the moment. You don't need to do any fighting. Ignore your legendary for the moment. You don't need to... Building them up is a nightmare and needs real money. But what you can do is build up your gathering talents. There we are, gathering on this lady, and on the green lady here, the peacekeeping. But really important that you get 15% bonus experience every time you kill a barbarian, plus this lots of free resources, which really builds up, and if you do early in the game, will really build up and help you when resources become your main problem. So good luck. Hope this helps and gives you a little boost. Thank you. Bye.